Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera. You guys, I hope today is an awesome day for you. I hope you're doing something great for you. Hope you're loving on your teams, giving them compliments, telling them how great they're doing, being very specific and intentional. And I hope you are just remembering that you are working in the best profession, in my opinion, that you could ever ask for. That's right. I believe that dentistry is the greatest profession any of us could ever work in. And I feel truly blessed and honored that we get to work and serve and give back to a community that I am obsessed with. So with that said, guys, please be sure to leave us a review if you have not done so. Yes, I'm talking to you. I don't know your name, but I'm talking to you. Please go leave us a review. I know you've been a podcast listener for so long. Please help us out. Help us grow our podcast and serve and give to more people. Guys, it's very simple. Whatever device you're listening to, you scroll down to the bottom. There's a spot where you can either write an actual review or just leave the star rating. So please help us out. Keeping us at that 5 stars and giving back has been really beneficial. And then we're able to rank higher on the dental. When people search for dental podcasts, we're able to rank higher and help and serve more people. With that said, guys, I want to talk about why, as teams and owners, it's important for you to set goals for you. That's right. I think oftentimes we get so obsessed with setting goals for our practice that we forget that it's okay to set goals for the life that we want to have, for the life and the practice that we want to have, not the one that we think we should have, but the one we genuinely want to have. What happens with that is, so often, I was actually just talking to a doctor and he said, I really want to have where I only work 3 days a week, but I'm concerned that that's going to impact the team's goals of being able to grow and produce more since I'm such a strong producer. Okay, number one, kudos to this doctor for loving on his team so much that he wanted to make sure his team was successful. Also, with that said, I have found that when you are setting goals for yourself personally, you're much happier and you want to work harder. And also, docs, if you just tell us what your goal is, we as team members get to become insanely, yep, you got it, innovative. So we get to come up with it. Like this office, the office manager said, hey, that's fine if you want to do this, because guess what? That gives us an opportunity to come up with different ways to change our insurances, to look for ways, making sure that we have our fees exactly where they actually should be. It's going to eliminate patients who don't want to be paying for the services that we're offering. I love that this office manager took it on as a challenge of how she could actually reach the goals that the practice has set while also reaching the goals that the doctor had for themselves. So for you guys, it's really that thought process of how can we actually achieve the goals that we want. Yes, I said it. Want. I want you to achieve the goals that you want. And so with that said, making sure that you're setting goals for you. Now, sometimes I think that we feel selfish. We feel like, well, who am I to deserve this? The answer is you're a person. You're a person of worth. You're a person who actually deserves to have the life you want, if you want to have it. Or you can sit in a victim mentality and say, well, this is just the life it's going to be, and I have to do this and I have to do that. Well, fantastic. You're welcome to stay in that mindset, but that's actually not true. You don't have to do anything. You get to choose the state of life you live in. You get to choose the state of being that you come to work every day in. You get to choose those things. Those are things that you have full control over. You also get to determine the goals that your practice sets together. Doesn't mean you'll necessarily reach them, but guess what? You get to set that. You do. And so because of that, make sure that you actually are setting goals that you want to achieve. And don't worry about being selfish. We often have these stories in our head that aren't real. Guys, if you're a doctor who only wants to work 2 days a week, please just say that. Say that. Because that way we can actually work and create something. We could hire an associate. We could do a lot of different things for you. We just need to know what you actually want. So I recommend setting 3 personal goals and 3 professional goals. Yes, 'tis the season, guys, for goal setting. I'm obsessed with it. I was just talking with my younger sister and she said, Kiera, I don't know how you have so much passion for setting goals. So if you feel that way too, that's okay. But my little sister also told me a few days later, she said, Kiera, you ignite thoughts in my mind. You make me think of, I should start setting goals. I want to set goals. What am I doing? And she said, so by you saying this, you're actually giving back on such a greater level, because she said, for me, I don't think like that, but you do. And so if I can actually benefit from listening to you and hearing your passion, I'm then able to set and create goals as well, when that's something that I just don't even think about often. And I loved that. So I thought, okay, let's talk about this, but really getting into the nitty gritty of being okay setting personal goals of what you really want. So number 1, I set 3 personal and 3 professional goals every single year at a minimum. This last year I had 5. Of the 5, I hit 4 of the 5. The only one I didn't hit was having a baby. We can't get pregnant, guys, and it's so irritating to me, but I probably shouldn't have set a goal around something I really don't have full control over. So, but beyond that, I did hit all the goals that we have, and it's actually pushing us to go and start on a journey of IVF. If any of you have tips on that, please email me personally, guys. It's not professional. hello@thedentalateam.com. I'm super excited. That's our 2022 journey. But bottom line is setting those goals. So because I had a goal of having a baby last year, guys, and even though I didn't, it forced me to think of the company differently. It forced me to have our entire company work on getting our SOP manual done, of having people learn to run the business so it wasn't completely dependent on me, of getting it more internal and having a team that could do this for me versus it being dependent on me all the time. It was one of the best goals that I set because it forced the company to innovate, create, and go into a different realm than it's ever been before. So that's why it's a paramount, guys. I hope I'm like drilling this into you to set goals that you actually want. Now, what do you do if you don't know what you want? Hey, Dental Team listeners, how was your 2021? Have you reflected back? Where did you really win? Where did you really not win? If 2021 was a year of years, congratulations. I am celebrating with you, and I would love to invite you to take it to the next level. If 2021 wasn't quite your year, hey, it's all right. I'm there for you, and I would love to invite you to make 2022 the year for you. That's right, guys. If you're ready to take massive action, if you're ready to take your practice and your team to the next level, increase your profitability, yeah, guys, through an easy way, get your entire team aligned, and you're ready to just have your life be different. That's right. Team development top to bottom, system development top to bottom, changing and shifting your culture, improving your team morale. If that sounds like what you're interested in, guys, I'd love to invite you to join us in our Dental Team Platinum group. It's the exclusive group where we physically fly to your practice. We give you insider tips. We share with you. We have a quarterly newsletter that goes to that shares all the updates we're coming up with, and we share it with our Platinum group. We'd love to have you, and I would like to invite you because, guys, remember, you're always one decision away from a completely different life. So reach out, guys. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to see if you're a great Platinum client or what works best for you. Email me, hello@thedentalateam.com, and I can't wait to welcome you as our newest Platinum client. Take massive action. This is your year. Let's make sure 2022 is your year. hello@thedentalateam.com. Can't wait to welcome you. Well, let's just go to a dream session, all right? Let's have you go just dream and imagine of anything and everything you've ever kind of even wanted. I'm talking like silly things, like I've wanted to have a home-cooked meal every day, like silly things, because what it will do is it will start to generate. So an activity that I did that you guys can try is I'm going to give you 3 minutes, 1 sheet of paper, only one-sided. Yes, you heard right. One-sided. You can't write on the back side, only the front side. It has to be at 8.5 by 11. I can see you guys getting huge poster boards, you overachievers. You got 3 minutes. You could even do it faster, do it on 2 minutes. Set that timer for 2 minutes. Anything that's written on this paper, you will achieve. If it's not written on this paper, you will not get it for the rest of your life. Yeah, I just made that real serious. The rest of your life, okay? So it's forcing you to think, I will only get these things if they're written on this piece of paper and I have 2 minutes to write down what I actually want in life. I don't care if they are materialistic. I don't care if they're relationship. I don't care what the heck they are. But you have 2 minutes and you get nothing else on this list for the rest of your life. That's a really good way to get you guys to think about what you actually want in your life. Okay, try it out. Then after that, go around and write 1, 3, or 10 years next to this. What is it going to be? Are you going to achieve this in 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year? Because some of those goals might take a little longer to achieve. But that's a great way to really see, what do you actually want? Again, like, really play by this. If this is all you are going to get for the rest of your life, some of you might have a few years left. Some of you might have less time or more time. But this is all you're going to get. That's how you can start to see, like, what do you actually really want in your life? And then from there, that's how we can start to create these personal goals. I write silly goals. I write awesome goals. I write goals. And you guys, every year I get better and better and better at this. I haven't always been good at it, and I don't think I'm great at it today. I just think I'm willing to consistently do this year over year over year. But I write things that I actually want. And this last year, you guys, I love to have savings accounts. You can ask Jason. I've got about like 12. My bookkeeper hates me. Not like hates, but just drives him nuts that I've got so many bank accounts. But I like to have these because they give me security. I've got my company BAM. I've got my personal BAM. I've got a fund for traveling. I've got a fund for my house decorations. Like, I get crazy, guys, but it gives me security. And so I oftentimes will write goals around how much money I want to have in my savings accounts. Guess what? Every year I hit these goals. I write goals. You guys, I love cars. I love fast cars. I did just buy a Tesla Model 3 Performance, so 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, guys. And I freaking love it. It's so fun. I love fast cars. So oftentimes I write goals around cars. I also, this year, my goal is to be in the best shape of my life. So I hired an in-house chef. Guys, it's actually cheaper than going grocery shopping. Just so you know, I did the math on it. It is cheaper than grocery shopping to have an in-house chef. I don't know how I found this guy, but it was something that I wanted to have. So I'm hiring somebody. They're going to come cook for me 1 day a week. They make me 3 meals with 8 servings each. That's 24 meals for me and my husband. They will put it into containers for me. Bada bing, bada boom. I've got dinner, lunch for an entire week, and they come in once a week and they go grocery shopping for me. And it's cheaper than if I were to do my own grocery shopping. So things like that. I want to be in the best shape of my life. You guys, I'm terrible. I love to cook. I just don't make the time for it. And then when I do cook, I go to, it's too quote unquote hard for me right now to eat healthy meals. So I said, okay, if I'm going to be in the best shape of my life, what do I need to do about it? So those are some fun goals that I do. Just so you guys know, I have a goal to not work Mondays and Fridays. I love to have Fridays as my own personal day to do Kiera's things. Monday, I love it to be business dream day. That's not quote unquote work. I just don't want to be scheduled in meetings. I want to have a day where I can dream about the business. And if I want to work, I can. And I can start when I want to start. And I don't have meetings that are scheduled. That's something I want to do. So writing those things, being okay to say the things that you actually want to have. In years past, it was that I wanted to travel out of the country 1 or 2 times. This next year, it's probably going to be that I have at least 4 weeks off throughout the year where I can actually just go on vacation with my husband and we can go have a great time. Whatever it is, guys, you can create these goals. So really making sure that you write your personal goals. Then you go to your professional goals. Notice I do personal and then professional. Reason being is because if I take care of me, it's just like on an airplane, guys, you got to put your oxygen mask on you first. Then you find a way to create it within the business. If you're clear of the life that you want to have, if you're clear about who you want to be, and this goes for owners and team members, guys, this is not just reserved for owners. This is reserved for everybody. Everybody can have this, you guys. Every single person. So with that said, you guys then go to professional. If you want to have this life, what needs to happen professionally? What are the growth goals that the company needs to have? Now you might need to scale it back. It might be unrealistic for you to take 4 weeks off this year. Maybe it's that we start this year at 2 weeks and then next year we go 4 weeks. Just know because you write it down, it does not mean it's written in stone. It can be adaptable. One of my new values that I've created for myself is flexibility, because I was like, no, I said 4 weeks. I will find a way for 4 weeks. Well, flexibility can really change my life. It can help me be happier and more content without it being as hard. So giving myself that permission to have flexibility is something that I really valued. And so maybe I'm going to change it. Maybe 2 weeks is still going to give me that excitement and that happiness. But being able to start working towards the life I want to have. I'll tell you guys, 3 years ago, I said I wanted the company independent of me. Took me 3 years, guys. And the only way we were able to actually find out if it was is because I got COVID and I was out for a week, like down for the count. My head was spinning like a top with helium in there. Like that's literally how I described it. I couldn't do emails. I was stuck in New York. It was crazy. Tiffany was doing presentations for me. Sissy was running the podcast. Shelby was running all the meetings. People were talking to sponsors for me. I wasn't around. I wasn't creating content. The other consultants have started to do podcasts where we get consultants information so you guys can hear from a different perspective. Like those were innovative things that took me 3 years to actually achieve. So don't be afraid if these things don't get done right away. But the biggest piece I wanted to drive home is be okay setting goals for you. Be okay taking care of you. You've worked hard. You deserve it. You guys, trust me, I feel selfish often. And then I started thinking, I'm willing to give everybody else their dream life. I care about my team members and I hear about what they want and I work really, really hard to create the life that they want to have. How come I can't be a great employer to myself? How come I don't care about myself as much? How come I don't allow myself the opportunity to succeed and win? Guys, I bust my buns. Why am I not a good employer to myself? I've thought about it. If I was an employee for myself, or let me rephrase that. If I was an employee for somebody else who treated me like I do myself, I would probably quit. Think about that. How do you treat yourself? You probably work sun up to sundown. You probably don't get many vacations. So many of you called me during the holiday season, which I freaking loved. It like just fuels my fire. I love talking to you guys. We all get jittery. We don't know what to do ourselves with that much time off. We love to create. We love to work. We love to do these things. So we're like, how can I improve the business? Well, let's work on that. But just think, if you worked for somebody else and they had you do that, you'd be livid. But that's how we treat ourselves. So I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying be okay to also treat yourself really well. Be okay to invest in yourself. Be okay to maybe spin the coin and say, hey, if I was truly an employee in this company and I was interviewing myself and I was caring about the goals and aspirations I have, what would I do for myself? How would I do it a little bit differently? How would I view me? Could I maybe show a little more kindness? Because guess what? The kindness you show yourself, the investment you show yourself is the same investment you give your team. Don't fool yourself. Guys, the kinder I've been to myself, the more giving I've been to my team. Shockingly. The more I'm in sync with the life I want to live, the happier I am, and the more my team supports it. It's shocking, guys. Because guess what? My team loves me. They want me to have an awesome life. They want me to be successful. They want me to have a family. Sometimes it's okay to accept that people love us. It's okay to accept that people want us to live our dream lives. It's okay to not want to work in the practice clinically every single day. Those are not wrong things. That's progression. That's growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. So be okay to set those goals. So I want you guys to take this, whatever stuck out to you in this podcast, I want you to go act on it today, not tomorrow, not in 5 days. I want you to grab a pen or a pencil, grab your phone, whatever you need to do, but write down, what are you going to do for yourself? Are you going to write personal goals? Are you going to be kinder? Are you going to actually treat yourself like an employee and answer those same questions? What are your 1, 3, 5, 10-year goals? Who do you want to become? Because guess what? You, as an owner, need to be growing and progressing just like your team does. You need to be investing in your success just like you do your team. And I will promise you, your life, your relationships, your health, and your work life will all change for the better when you take care of you. So guys, this is Kiera just giving you a big hug, high five, whatever you choose to receive, of hey, it's okay. I want to give you permission to live your best life, permission to be kind to yourself, permission to be crazy, permission to just live full out, permission to go off the rails, permission to be crazy. Guys, it was downright crazy to buy a Tesla. Do you know how much fun it is Do you know how much I giggle going 0 to 60, turning on Santa's sleigh and spreading holiday cheer, laughing with my family, letting all of them drive it, going 150 miles an hour? I shouldn't say that. Any of you cops, I did it, guys. It was so fun. I can't wait to take it to the racetracks. I can't wait to do these things. It's so fun. Is it any smart? No, but guess what, guys? I could die tomorrow. I'm not saying be crazy. I'm just saying make sure you're living and you're not waiting to live. All right, guys, as always, thank you so much for listening. I'm cheering you on. If I can ever be a help, if I can coach you on these things personally or professionally, please reach out. I'd love to. This is what I geek out over, and it just fuels my fire, because if I can help you live your dream life while being profitable, while growing your teams and your systems, guess what? You're going to give back to your community, to your teams, to the people around you, and that's how we're going to massively impact this world for good. So please reach out. hello@thedental8team.com. And as always, guys, thanks so much for listening. And I'll catch you next time on the Dental 8 Team Podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental 8 Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.